Hey everybody, we are back, man. We ate a lot of food last week for Thanksgiving. Had a fun episode last week just talking about the foods we got. You know what I'm saying? Like half of us like stuffing, half of us don't. I can't stand stuffing, bro. And I didn't eat none this Thanksgiving. But we're here with the boys having a fucking blast for another week of From the Deep. We got everyone but Coach Lowe in the house. And we were trying to come up with random ass questions to start the show because, we like to break the ice. And your boy kind of forgot and dropped the ball. So I'm just going to say that this one kind of came off the top of our head, but I think it's going to be a fun one. We got TJ in the house. We got Eric in the house. We got Clark in the house. And I'm going to hit the boys hard. We're going to start talking college football in this pod early. Usually we do NFL, then college. I'm going to reverse it because I think that college football is bumping right now. A lot of storylines, a lot of stuff we can get into. And then we'll end with the NFL. So since we're going into college, let's just dive into if there was a Royal Rumble in the WWE with all the college mascots, who would win? Who would be kind of like an underdog? Who's a mascot that's really cool? Or the boys can just take some mascots that they think are just badass. Because some mascots are weird. I'm gonna have to look up some names too, because they got some wild ones like Pistol Pete and shit. Motherfuckers are wild out here. I'll actually kick it off though, and I usually try to pass it around, but I'll kick it off first and then pass it around. I stole this beforehand, bro. If we do a fucking, Royal Rumble with all the mascots, first of all, the Fighting Irish, come on now. It's the fucking Fighting Irish. And our mascot's a little different. You can see his face, bro. He's gonna be fucking ducking and diving. He's got the fucking moves to him. But if we're doing ones with a fucking, a helmet, man, give me the TCU Bullfrog. Badass. Looks like fucking Predator, dude. Just badass with a scary ass face. Or do you guys remember when the Oregon Duck was like the futuristic Oregon Duck? You know what I'm saying? Everyone hated it. That thing was kind of badass. Like they should bring that back a little bit, have it with it. Give me that thing. Look like a goddamn Power Ranger, bro. But I will tell you one thing too. I'd love to see fucking the Notre Dame mascot give fucking Brutus the goddamn Stone Cold Stunner in the middle of the fucking crowd. Chug a beer on him, dump it on, fuck get in the stands. Yeah, Clark's getting hyped about that. You know what, Clark? Who would you think, man? We got a Royal Rumble with mascots, man. What mascots do you like? You got any mascots that stand out that are cool? And who would win in a fight, bro?
I always thought Florida State's fucking mascot, the dude on the fucking horse, was kick ass. Same with USC, dude. I always thought that was tough. Coming in with the fucking headdress, looking like Ted Nugent, dog, at his fucking concert, coming in with a fucking spear. Give me that one, or I was just looking up some of the funny names. Everyone keeps saying Purdue Pete. I gotta find an image of this fucking guy. 'Cause they said he was terrifying.
But Purdue is like the big
Yeah.
fucking Boilermaker, dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he's fucking weird. I hope someone actually
Here,
kills him.
I'll do a share screen. So
That is terrifying.
you want to show us that real quick? Let's see the
Yeah, let
guy.
me get this fucking worked up here. Hold on.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see.
Dude, the Purdue Pete is fucking scary as shit. I don't think I like this fella too much. He looks untrusting. Dude, I don't even know. The worst ones are the old ones. Look at this shit. Hold on, I got it here.
Oh, the old mascots were scary.
Oh, dude.
Man, we gotta pull these up a little bit, man. We have to. For those of you just listening, we're pulling.
Look at
Oh,
this old ass Purdue Pete, dog. Yeah, make this
It
motherfucker
looked
look
like
oh
cool.
no,
Frisch's Big Boys
I
logo,
don't know. The
bro.
other one's scarier with the big jaw,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, fucking.
look at that fucking thing, dude. Yeah, that's fucking creepy. Oh, fuck you, Purdue Pete. Yeah, he's I hope he's first to go. I hope we get some gang up on him. That weird ass hammer. Yeah, the big chin's weird. Like this is like Eric Parseghian wearing a mask. That's what that looks like. That's fucking strange, dude. Not a fan. Purdue Pete, you're fucking weird and your school sucks. Oh god.
Just trying to absorb what he looks like. For those of you
Yeah.
just fucking listening, bro, Purdue Pete has got the biggest fucking jaw ever, dude. Fucking Matt Otto-esque. Fucking got the
Uh,
fucking cheeks fucking popping off, looking like big. Oh, dude. I don't know. That one's hard to top there, boys. That one's fucking creepy, man. And yeah, I do like the Florida State call out, bro. I like seeing the real person.
yeah.
Got the horse,
Yeah, that's sick.
got the fucking the real sword going into the goddamn turf, dude. The fucking field. That's badass. That's badass. All right, man. Get us off this screen real quick till we got another crazy one that pops up. I don't
Yeah.
want to stare at this crazy ass dude for too long. Purdue Pete mascot. God
Fucking weirdo.
damn. I hope there's a couple of like random frats that have the old mask, bro, and they put that bitch on when they
Oh
party.
man.
Oh my God. You know what, Eric? What do you think, man? You know what? You guys are Ohio State fans. I know there's some Brutus behavior out here.
So if we're going like, and so we said battle royale, so it's going to be an endurance thing. Dog, who is going to take down Cosmo the Cougar from BYU? Because anytime I see that motherfucker do stunts, bro, he is the most athletic fucking mascot there is. That dude will go through fire hoops, dunking. He does all the flips, each touchdown. That dude's fucking nuts. I don't know. I'm talking just if we're talking about who's jacked inside the suit, Cosmo the Cougar's got to be jacked inside the suit. And then I got one more that's really random. I'm going to say the Georgia Bulldogs. What do they call him? Harry, right? I think
Yeah,
it's Harry.
yeah.
Only because I remember playing mascot game in 2014 NCAA, and for some reason that was always the best mascot in the fucking game because he was just so fast. For no reason at all. Like, that was just the best mascot in the game. You know, all the rankings were the same. Nah, dude, Georgia Bulldog was the best mascot in the entire game.
I love that. I love that a lot. That's a classic. I actually forgot about that one. And you know what? Like I think we said this before. Get rid of the real live dog. Like what are we doing? That dog almost died, dude. Like and it bites people. Man, speaking of dogs, TJ, what were you riding with this fucking mascot Royale and the guy? That's a good pick with BYU. He does get fucking crazy too. They like fly off the rafters and shit. Like what are you doing? They don't pay these kids enough. Someone's gonna get hurt. What do you think, TJ?
Hey, in the mascot Royal Rumble, boys, there's only one true survival artist. Give me the West Virginia Mountaineer. He got a fucking rifle and he knows how to stay alive. He's coming with all the shit, man. He's got the coonskin cap on. He's got the flintlock fucking musket. He's ready to rock, man. He's got 3 teeth in his mouth and he doesn't care if he leaves with none.
Hell yeah.
I didn't think about them fucking shooting and shit, dude. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, that's a good fucking pick, dude. It sounds like anybody that's a real live one. Now I'm starting to think, man, my fighting Irish dude's gonna go down swinging hard, bro.
Hey,
He's gonna be drunk, like
let's be real though. The Mountaineer's got one shot and then he's got to reload. He's got to put the powder down the
nah.
barrel again, man.
It
He's got
turns
to
it
run around for a second.
turns into a bat at that point, bro. Brutus, boom, just gets fucking haymaker, dude.
I like
God.
Eric's pick, man. Cosmo's nuts. Cosmo's like a luchador. He'll do a moonsault. You put him in a Royal Rumble, man.
No one can outlast that Cougar, man. I'm telling you, no one can outlast him.
Hey, you know how it goes though. Just like the WWE will be rigged and Sparty the Spartan on Michigan State will come out on top. Because to me, iconic wise, I don't think other than there's like Brutus, there's the Spartan, Sparty,
Mhm.
like those are like that's top tier right there. Like real fucking like notoriety. And Michigan doesn't do anything with the mascot, do they?
No,
God,
I
that's
don't
so
think so.
lame. So lame. How do you fill that stadium up, Michigan? We'll get to that game in a second. In a second. But here we go. Let's do college football. Let's dive into it, boys. Current storylines of college football have kind of been fucking crazy. We got Lane Kiffin's move to LSU. We'll get into that right away. We got the firings of Mark Stoops at Kentucky. That was kind of seen coming. And then you got John Summer. I can't do the names all. Summerall at Florida. And then also you just got conference championship games popping off. Everyone's arguing all over the place. This is honestly my least favorite time to be on social media for college football because it's just so many if whats, buts, ifs, all this shit. And there's a lot of teams being brought up that I like. I don't know why I take college football so seriously. Like in the NFL, if you tell me someone's good and I don't think they're that good, I'm not gonna be that mad at you for telling me that they're good. But in college, if you fucking tell me with a straight face some of these teams are better than another team, I'm just like, dude, ball knowledge. And then that's my pet peeve lately too. Someone like you'll have a take that was brilliant, and he goes, "This guy's no ball knowledge, bro. Check the account, no followers, no nothing. Just those mother. I'm getting old now, boys, and I think I'm getting rage baited out the ass by some of these bots, and I need to relax.
They're getting you, dude.
And I got this dude, man, from BYU that went off on me, man. I actually felt a little insecure. He told me, so he was trying to tell me, oh, BYU deserves it more. And I told him pound sand or pound salt. That's like literally what I texted. I comment pound salt, dude. Like no way, bro.
Pound of salt.
And then he goes, oh, I should have known. I could have smelled your fat ass account from here. And I fucking put my phone down. I was in the middle of Thanksgiving, boys. I put my phone down, drinking a Modelo, bro. Just sitting there like, damn, bro, what are we talking about, dude? So I'm getting out here getting roasted, man. Straight the fuck up. But Lane Kiffin, LSU, did you guys see how crazy that was? Just the reporting and all that, just them sitting there, everybody on the plane. I would like to ask you guys, in my opinion, we all kind of saw he could leave, but I do not understand the upsetness of like Ole Miss fans are upset he's leaving in general. I get it, but you're acting like he just left in the middle of the season because that's the schedule's all fucked up. So like, sure you were robbed of a national championship, and we'll get to that. If do they deserve a high ranking still because of losing their coaching staff? Because a lot of people know that's part of the clause. Like you can fall off, and if they already did Florida State 30 years ago, I'm pretty sure they'll do Ole Miss pretty dirty in this one. I'm not gonna lie. But Lane Kiffin to LSU. Anybody got any thoughts on that? It's kind of open ended, just because it's just been popping off. And what kind of pod are we if we don't bring that up? I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'll
man.
go
So
first here.
like,
Oh
oh, go ahead,
yeah, see,
Go, Mike, go, Mike.
I didn't know who was gonna be on that one. I would have called
So
someone out.
I was eating a little bit, so I had to mute my mic. It's two things, right? I don't know how real the report is of him if the AD shutting him down for coaching still. They said there's all this talk. That's been the worst part about this whole thing. That's all was covered, and there's so much different shit coming out. You don't know what the fuck's real or not. So from my understanding of the situation, wanted to leave, asked for permission to stay with the team and coach them throughout the season, which is the noble thing to do, right? Your team's having a great year. Obviously put a lot of time into these boys. He was denied that. On one hand, I see the school's reasoning for it. Fuck you, you're leaving, get the fuck out of here. And he probably don't want to spend any more time with the guys. Say, hey, see what we did this year? Come fucking do that for me next year. Which I'm sure he was already doing to begin with. Taking some of his staff with him. The whole thing sucks. I think this is a bigger problem with college football than anything. So the schedule's fucked up, right? If he doesn't leave now, he's going to fuck himself recruiting wise, transfer portal, all of that. So they need to move this shit to all after the season. It's so fucked up, dude. And that's part of the reason why this shit's backwards is because the schedule's so fucked up. I don't think there's any way that either way, what he does, it's a lose-lose for Lane Kiffin, right? One, if he
Absolutely.
stays and loses, he doesn't win anything. He's hated, and he loses on recruits. But at least if he bails now, he can get a head start on the recruiting trail. Get his guys in there next year. And LSU's supposed to be a national championship. Like, they were very highly regarded. We all talked about how good I think some of us even picked them for this year's Natty. And, like, they've got a good roster. I think he'll be good there, dude. I really do. He seems to be a good
Hmm.
recruiter. Guys like him. So we'll see at the end here, but it's just odd. The whole thing really sucks. And I don't know about you guys, but I got to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck about Lane Kiffin. Shut though. That's all. Like, cultural, everything was just Lane Kiffin for fucking 2 days, and I didn't give a fuck about it. I'm like, dude, if he fucking goes, he goes. Shut up about it. Holy Christ. Give me something else to fucking see.
Yeah, I'm a little over the whole. I get Louisiana, you get the recruits and stuff, but I think it's a little blown out of proportion just because a lot of coaches have won championships there. But like I say, not a lot of championships. They all just win one. I don't know. Maybe we're from Ohio, so we just see things differently. But I'm like, let's just stop acting like it's the end all be all. LSU's always been stacked, but it doesn't mean they've always been good.
Yeah.
Last I checked, Leonard Fournette's seasons were pretty fucking mid as a team, and even though they were stacked up to the gills, it don't matter. And also, hey, Lane Kiffin is just Brian Kelly, but fancy looking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people think, oh, like Brian Kelly sucks. Like, I don't know, man. Lane Kiffin, he has a lot of skate. Like, even like I don't know if you guys saw the Spa was already talking crap about him. They're like so glad
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not going to be back. They're
There's
like
been a
apparently,
bunch of places I've seen on TikTok. They're like, I don't have to deal with that motherfucker again.
oh,
Everywhere.
dude, imagine going from Brian Kelly to Lane Kiffin. LSU, keep that stuff. Eric, what do you think, man? You're about to jump on that. What do you think?
Yeah, like you guys said, man. It's like it's the schedule's fault. It is. Truthfully, if you didn't have the schedule issue, it would fix this issue tomorrow. If National Signing Day was after a national championship, if the transfer portal was after a national championship, that make their lives so much easier. And I realize, the coaches push these rules to come in before we were in this NIL transfer portal age. So now it's like, hey, we got to rewire it now. And like, and I really wonder if Ole Miss didn't try to stiff arm him first, how it would have went. Because as soon as Ole Miss tells him like, hey, we're not gonna let you coach in the playoffs if you're not committing to us, he's probably like, okay, cool, and I'm gonna try to take every fucking coach I can before it's set on me. And then it just became a big dick contest between the two of them. And that's all I have. I mean, I don't think you can blame Lane Kiffin for taking the LSU job. It's not about money. I'm sure he's gonna get the same money if he stayed at Ole Miss. But I don't think any of us can sit here and argue that LSU is not a bigger brand overall than Ole Miss. So let alone the recruiting and probably the NIL he's going to get there probably isn't very comparable to what Ole Miss was going to be able to keep up with. And that's what I think is being lost in all this is like, yeah, Ole Miss is having a better season right now, but I mean, come on, there's still levels to this shit, man. And it's like comparing Penn State to Ohio State. If a coach left for Penn State for an Ohio State job, like that's almost a pretty good comparison.
100%. I like that comparison a lot. And yeah, like I know Nick Saban said it, he's gonna be able to recruit all year and actually be a head coach. I mean, he's been bouncing around so much, he hasn't been able to sit in one spot and actually build a brand and be comfortable with what he's trying to build. So, who knows? What do you think, TJ?
So I got two things on Kiffin, man. The one thing is like I know his reputation precedes him, that he's a
Mhm.
snake and like they say he's a terrible guy and he's just eagerly waiting for his opportunity to stab somebody in the back. But at a certain point, you got to think like this LSU job might be the end of his snakery. Like where could he go from here upwards, like in an upward trajectory? If it's not Ohio State, if it's not a Georgia, if it's not an Alabama, there's like three jobs you would take from LSU. So if he's bumping his head on the ceiling now, I don't blame him necessarily for leaving. LSU is an all-time like a legacy job, like that's a huge fucking school. And like Death Valley in September with the lights on, man, there's fucking nothing like it, dude, on TV. So I don't really fault him for leaving, but I'm gonna say this too. Uh, I don't think there is any chance him staying to coach Ole Miss through the playoff would be a good thing, like in any fucking capacity. Like if you're the AD for Ole Miss, it'd be like if your wife was telling you, "Hey, listen, we're gonna get a divorce. I'm gonna go live with John, but I want to take that cruise with you first." It's like, no, we can't go. We can't go on the fucking cruise. We can't go on the cruise. You're fucking John. We can't go on the cruise. So I don't blame the AD for a second for telling him to get the fuck gone. And another thing, I haven't read. Like you guys said, I'm a little like overwhelmed by the Lane Kiffin stuff. It's all I've heard for 4 or 5 days now. Is there a contractual incentive to him in the playoffs that he now doesn't get because he's not coaching in the playoffs?
No,
Like if he were,
he still gets it. He still gets it. I saw it's I think it's if Ole Miss won the national championship, he'd get $1 million still.
oh no shit,
Yeah.
fucking A. Oh
Wow.
man, you want to talk about drama? If Ole Miss plays for the Natty and Lane Kiffin could get $1 million from that, that's fucking nuts. And I wanted to say real quick before I throw it back to you, Jack, that LSU's second to last game next year is Ole Miss. Like they're
Mhm.
playing they're playing fucking late in the season, and I got a shiver down my spine thinking about the drama and the tension in the air when Lane Kiffin goes. I don't know if it's in
It's at
Louisiana.
Oxford. It's at Oxford.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
The
That
drama,
is fucking
that's got to be
massive.
college game day, man.
He's gonna
That's
get
got to be
Charlie
I
college
Kirk.
game day.
it's insane, man. Like that is gonna be a fucking that's gonna be cinema, as the kids say.
Hey,
So
let's
we'll
hope
see.
let's hope Ole Miss can keep it up. I mean, I'm just this gonna be snobby. I'm gonna be spoiled here, boys, and you guys understand because you're Ohio State fans. I mean, when you flaunt an 11 game season, oh, we won the first 11 games ever. I'm like, couldn't be me, buddy. That's called poverty. If you're celebrating that you have never ever in 100 some fucking years ever went undefeated, poverty. That's not blue blood material. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I'm not celebrating it. I hope they kind of get a boost up. I celebrate teams just like Notre Dame that got left with their defense coordinator to do the job and start balling out. Apparently, that guy that they hired in for stuff like people like him. They said it was a no brainer to have him just start running shit, and that to me it's always a good sign. It's kind of like that interim coach mentality. But I think some of these replacement guys they don't always stick forever, but they usually have a good season. So who knows? And dude, I also feel for the kids, man. Can you imagine sitting on
Fucking
your
suck.
sitting on your hands waiting to see if you got to hit the portal? You probably got relationships or either a girlfriend or friends. You kind of feel comfortable there. You thought you were gonna stay there. You guys thought you were gonna host a playoff game. Now you might be thrown in at the 11th seed because the college football playoff doesn't feel like giving you a bone other than maybe letting you in. And it's like that's wild. Just wild. Poor kids. And you know what? Also, there's a Notre Dame hater in me. I saw Lane Kiffin at USC. I've seen you with big brands, big dog. Let's see if you can handle it. Oh, he's changed. Hey, that documentary didn't fool me, son. I think something's up with you, boy. I do. I think that boy's
There's
childish.
there's no way Lane Kiffin's not the guest game day picker for SEC championship this week, right?
Oh, that would be awesome.
There's no way it's not Lane Kiffin, man.
Dude, I'll leave it with this. Did you guys see when he was like he said he called Coach O and said he's gonna do a Southern accent, pointing at Brian Kelly, making fun of him? He's like, yeah, he's like, ever since I got here, I just want to talk like you. I think that was awesome. And shout out Brian Kelly coming out on top with that money bag. He's trying to get jobs, but don't get a job, bud. Just sit and hide and come out of the woodwork down the road. Some random team like Cincinnati might take you back. We got other shit cooking. I'll get to Penn State in a second because I know there's a lot of thoughts on that. With that cooking right now, they're finally getting some traction. Which I'm just gonna toot my horn. Everyone, once Franklin got fired, everyone's like, "Oh my God, the Penn State job." I'm like, "Watch, bro. They're gonna be scrambling soon." I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there's not going to be a lot of people as much as you think, especially with these other jobs opening up. Penn State's kind of bottom of the barrel compared to the blue blood style of those openings. They really are. Like even Florida, in my opinion, could be more attractive in a certain way, even though the SEC is stacked. But anyways, speaking of Big Ten, before we get to Penn State, I like Michigan State trying to get that. They got that Northwestern coach. He's
Pat Fitzgerald.
won over 100 games in Northwestern. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's a coach. And with everything they've gone through with the hazing and whatever the hell was going on, and coaches throw them under the bus and one scandal after another, I'd like to see them do pretty well. Auburn get a new coach, dude. Auburn's one of those teams where it's like, guys, just let's settle for a second. I've seen you guys with some coaches. You fire coaches after you had natty runs. Like, how about we
Yeah.
just like that's one of those schools where it teaches you the lesson. Relax on social media about firing your coach because you never know if you just get caught up in the spin of things. Now you're in the carousel for 10 years straight, and then just hoping you win the. Maybe this is another Northern take. I don't give a fuck about no Iron Bowl, bitch. I'm glad you gave me some cool ass plays to watch late at night. I'm glad you gave me some cool ass plays, but man, it's been fucking over 10 years since Cam Newton days. Don't tell me about no Iron Bowl. And oh, that dude poisoned the trees. I don't know, but those trees look like they standing to me. Let's fucking go. And then Arkansas getting a new coach as well. I like the Arkansas job for people. I think it's one of those weird smaller schools with SEC that they to me are the best, one of the best shitty teams that was out there this year. And I'm not saying that just as a Notre Dame team that played them. Like if you look at that roster top to down, especially up front, the front seven, do your homework. Arkansas has some boys. They always get linemen out there, bro. Some fucking I don't know if this is a random name drop. Who was that dude? The walk on? You know what I'm talking about. This might be a TJ poll.
With the
Oh,
glasses.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian something.
Yeah, they named
Yeah.
the walk on award. I think after him.
Burlsworth.
Yeah,
Burlsworth. Yeah.
yeah, man. What a fucking dog.
Brandon
Yeah,
Burlsworth.
That's
I
a
think.
cool story, dude. That's one of the coolest, right? RIP. Yeah, man, we're fucking kicking off with a bunch of shit. But hey, we're getting into Penn State, BYU talk, and then we got fucking CEOs getting involved. We got money flying around. To me, some people think this kills college football. I kind of like this part of the money aspect. I like that we can just say, hey, we got some boosters that haven't been involved in a while, but they want to get involved right now because they don't want to see you leave. I think that's kind of awesome. And I think it's kind of flattering. Like as a coach, even if they can't match everything, it's like, man, that means I ain't getting fired. You know what I mean? Once everyone's on top of you, you're gonna buy yourself some time. I'll probably toss TJ. I saw you a lot in the group chat. I was kind of busy, so I've been in the group chat randomly with some random ass shit and then bouncing back out or trying to react to it. I also try not to wake you guys up because I'm on my phone at like 4 a.m. because I don't have a real life or a real job. But TJ, man, what do you think about the Penn State situation, dude? I heard you might have some shit to say about that.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I've been rocking a little bit with BYU just
BYU.
because they seem like they're like their own little world. They're like in their own little like I guess habitat out there. Like I know obviously with the religious ties like through Mormonism, like saying the school's kind of a cult is like frowned upon. I'm not talking about Mormonism. I'm talking BYU football is like a little cult. Like they always play hard. They're always like real fucking team players and they always get the most out of their guys. So when Eric dropped the news in the group chat that Kalani Sitake was in talks for the Penn State job, I thought there's no way in hell that's real. Like, I thought Eric got like sent-tailed by a fake fucking Instagram account or something. I'm like, there's no way. So, tiny bit of background, real quick on Kalani Sitake. Like, he's a little kid, like from Utah, and he would ride his bike back and forth outside of BYU practices, hoping that Lavelle Edwards would like notice him. And a couple times Lavelle Edwards came over and like, hey kid, what's your deal? And talked to him, to little Kelani Sitake. So fast forward, Kelani plays fullback for BYU for his college career and goes on and has like a successful career as a college athlete. I don't believe went to the NFL, but was somewhat successful. So he goes on to get a coaching job at Utah University under Kyle Whittingham, and that's kind of where he cut his teeth before he came back to BYU. So for this guy's entire life, he's been in that Utah bubble, either with the Utes or at BYU. So for me to find out it's a money thing made me so fucking sad. To find out that like coaches like Kirby and Ryan Day are making $13 million a year, and Kelani Sitake, who's essentially built the BYU program into a contender every year, makes $3 million. I might have considered leaving as well. I might have said, hey, Penn State's going to give me fucking $12 million. You guys are underpaying me. You got like Utah State's coach is making $2 million a year, and we're in the Big 12 championship next week. What does that say about you guys and how you fuck with me if you're paying me $3 million? So I'm really happy that he got his bread, because by all accounts, he's a fantastic dude. All the kids like love him. They love playing for him. And he's the type of guy that could pull a program like up by their bootstraps after a tough loss. So I'm happy he's staying. And I think for Penn State, it's a good look that they try to go after a guy like that. A real program builder, a real like in-house like team guy, because I think that's what they need. So it's just an all-around weird situation, but I'm happy Sitake is going to stay at BYU.
So apparently, I saw an article that Penn State was one of his dream jobs. So apparently, as a kid, Penn State was his other favorite team.
Oh, no shit.
So like, I liked your story because like that goes into it of like he only would leave, he said, for Penn State, and he even was saying that he got, with his friends, kind of nervous when Penn State job came open because he's like, he doesn't want that to even be in his atmosphere because he wants to just stay. But when Penn State came knocking, he's like that's the one program that he said he would try, like they really enjoyed. I mean, it's a Joe Paul thing, like some of these older guys, I think they see what Penn State used to be and want to carry that. And what a better guy for a team like Penn State. That would have been a perfect hire because Penn State still needs a slight rebuild aspect to them in a way, to keep the momentum. They have no fucking recruiters coming in for the early signing day this week or whatever. Like they're going to be in shambles quick. So I just thought that was cool. You got anything on that, Eric, before we move forward to Penn State? Hey, Brian Hartline, Penn State likes him.
I mean, dude, they need to. You struck out on your big swing here. I mean, I feel like the next move is probably to keep, what's his name again? Terry Smith.
Yeah.
The players like him.
Yeah, the players do, and I'm not necessarily should listen to player for coaching hires all the time, especially when it comes to an interim head coach. But yeah, I mean, like that was the big swing because apparently, like what I was texting you guys when I was getting deep into the Twitter world with this, apparently Penn State thought they had him, and they were going to wait till Sunday after the conference championship game to announce that out of respect for BYU. But obviously, he didn't put pen to fucking paper yet. So the church got involved at BYU and overstepped the AD and overstepped the administration. Like the Crumble Cookie CEO tweeted out about like, there's just sometimes you got to get involved. And I think this is my time. I'm like, dude, it was just so much fun to just keep up with for 24 hours. Cause we didn't hear his name for Penn State before that. So I wonder if it was that close to being a done deal. And then BYU just hosed up in the last couple of minutes. Like, all right, fuck, let's get it done. Like, let's get it done.
I love that shit. Especially, I forgot the tweet. Yeah, he's like, dude, like, I just love. They're like, nope. Can you imagine being that rich for like, I'm a fan of this team. Coach, you're staying. Hang up the phone. Like, you're playing real life NCAA dynasty out here, dude. Like, just calling the shots. That's fucking badass. And if they start adding that to dynasty on NCAA, I'll be pissed because I like using the small teams, bro. I'll be losing recruit because we got a call from a CEO and I just got like the owner of a bakery from DG trying to hit on my boy for some bagel commercial. commercials? What are we
Son of a
talking
bitch.
about? Yeah, some fucking bus stop benches. Like, what are we giving this kid? Oh, that's hilarious. All right, I'll do a quick score recap of the weekend. Then we'll get into some playoff talk, get into some baller talk. Actually, right before that, I was going to bring this up. So Tulane's coach is leaving, right?
Yeah. To Florida. Summerall.
What does that say? Now, this might be different because it is, the G5. I get it. But if BYU gets held to account because Lane Kiffin left, what's going on if Tulane gets to just jump in, but their coach left? Like, to
That's one reason I don't understand the Lane Kiffin treatment is because Summerall's doing the same thing to an extent at a lesser rate with Tulane versus Ole Miss. That's not a fair comparison. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the jump he's taken is kind of the same because I don't. Maybe if Tulane only had one loss, it would be different because I think Tulane's a two-loss team going into this North Texas game this week. So maybe if it was a two-loss team, that's when they would be like more upset about it. I'm watching the playoff rankings right now, by the way. They're starting the top
So am I. I
15.
have on my other monitor. Texas
perfect.
jumped up to number 13.
Vandy's at 14,
Yeah.
Utah at 15.
Hey, you know what? And enough of that Texas talk, dude. I'm not cool with the whole 7-3.
Can't lose to Florida, bro.
Or
Can't
not
lose to
7-3, not
Florida.
7-3.
No.
Ever since it became 7-3, that just stayed in my head. 7-3, 7-3. Like, they just asked.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
fuck out of my face, bro. Like, I just won't do it. Like, and that's coming from me. Like, oh, Notre Dame's getting in as a brand. I'm like, bro, that shows me you haven't watched no Notre Dame football. Like, Notre Dame football is good right now. Texas football seems weird. But yeah, I'm glad you brought up just the comparison because I just thought about that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, but hey, I'll say it. Why do we celebrate? Oh, this kid transferred for Virginia. Isn't it
You at
awesome?
12. Use at
Oh,
12. Miami's at 12.
oh, dude, let's hold on. This anticipation's crazy right now,
Keep on
bro.
going. I'll interrupt you when they
No, you
become
know what? I'll
interesting. My
actually
bad.
jump to. No, that's perfect. We'll jump to some playoff talk first because the scores are just the scores. I was going playoffs next. So we got Miami going right there. What do you guys think about this whole Miami head-to-head with Notre Dame? I want a real opinion and I want TJ's because I thought about you, TJ, because like after a while it does become a real thing. I do like the aspect that the voters put them in pods. So that's why it wasn't a thing for a while because like you're just playing better, so you don't need that comparison yet. What is a guy like you? You won't hurt my feelings too much. As you know, I'm very sensitive about the Irish, and I'm not fair about it. For the Ohio State Michigan game, I'm not fair about it. Like I won't. I will go so crazy about Ohio State. Eric knows it's annoying. I know, but you will hurt my feelings, and and that's just I won't let it slide. But I'll say whatever I want because you know why? Because that's a compliment. You guys are just that good. What am I supposed to say? You could actually hurt my feelings. We're not always that good.
Ooh, Notre Dame fell 1-10. So I wonder if Alabama
BYU at
must have
11.
jumped us. Yeah, Notre Dame dropped one, so Alabama jumped us.
We're ahead of Miami. I don't give a fuck, dude.
That's good though. Actually, I'd rather be at 10 than the 8 or 9 slot for playoff implications if we
Yeah,
play second
yeah.
round.
Yeah, but
Fine
that's
by
not.
me.
It's not safe though when it comes to like what happens
I
in the
know.
conference championship
I
games.
know.
We're the first teams to kind of. But I also think the committee's smart. I think they just do things for PR and they keep people piped down. They're not smart with some of their voting. I'm saying like they know how to keep the PR shit just wherever they want to keep it with their fucking straightforward answers. But now that we know Notre Dame's at 10, TJ, what do you think head to head? Should it matter? Saying it should matter, I think, is so broad of a question, but you get what I'm pointing at. What
Yeah,
do you think
so
about that?
you're pretty specifically pointing to the Notre Dame Miami, right?
Well, yeah, but also just some of these other comparisons of like Texas is a really good example. Vandy's kind of getting snubbed in a way if you look at the fact that their schedule is tough as fuck.
Hmm.
Like I'll be really unbiased with that. Like that's like if that was any other logo with Vandy's schedule, they're definitely sitting there where like Alabama style, Oklahoma. But yeah, any of that shit. But yeah, specifically Miami Notre Dame is definitely on my mind. But it's not as much as on my mind as it was before Eric just announced and Clark announced that we're ahead of them. Let's go.
So on the Miami Notre Dame head to head, I'll say this. I'd say like for the everyday fan of college football, like the guys that are really invested into it, I'm not sure the head to head can be talked about without adding the context. When you look at the context of Notre Dame Miami, super early in the season, Notre Dame is coming out with a kid that's never played quarterback before. They're running the offense for a kid that's never played quarterback before. They're playing a ranked team in their first game with a top 3 pick on the defensive line at Miami. And if you add that little bit of nuance to it, that CJ Card needed a couple games to kind of blossom into the little flower that he is now, and become a quarterback. I I really don't think it matters that much. I think it's too early in the season. Similarly, I'll say to how I'm not positive the Texas Ohio State head to head would like matter that much. Like we got the win, but it's a what was it, 14-10?
Yeah.
It's like fuck it. It's the first game of the season. Julian Saint's first start with a playbook that has bumpers on it because you got a new kid. You don't know what anybody's gonna fucking do. So, head to head might matter to, dare I say, casual people because it's an easily quantifiable way to put one team over another without adding that context.
Ole Miss jumped A&M
Yeah.
in rankings. They got Ole Miss at 6.
A&M was the
A&M's at
fragile.
7.
They were the
Indiana,
fragile
Ohio
undefeated
State, yep.
team.
All right, I'll run us through the bracket once I see it on TV. They're about to put
yeah.
it on now. I'm surprised Ole Miss jumped A&M though. That's pretty big. All right, so it would be conference champ number 5 in Oregon. Winner goes to Tech. Bama and Oklahoma. Winner goes to Ohio State. I love that. Conference championship number 4 will play Ole Miss, and they'd go to Georgia. Notre Dame and A&M rematch. Winner goes to Indiana. I want that bracket for Notre Dame fun. I want that bracket for Notre Dame fun.
That's easier than last week. Let's go. That's easier than the last couple of weeks. We've been stacked up against Ohio State this whole damn time, bro.
I know.
I want to see us in the final fucking matchup, not anything else, bro. No, man. It's also, I'll go off of TJ's point because I haven't really tried saying too much, but other than just being dumb and saying go Irish, we're making it. But like, it's also quality of play of like, they try to compare that we played similar teams and stuff, but like those games are kind of washed because Miami and Notre Dame are both winning by like 30 points in the third quarter each time. You have backups playing, sometimes starters are still in. It's just those are kind of a wash. Also, like, I mean, when does it come to a point where like, okay, if you want to do the head-to-head thing so much, then let's do the head-to-head losses. If you're supposed to be so good, Miami, and you're only one of our losses, and the other one's against a top 10 team, then that means your losses have to come into a play. That means you getting, and then I don't want to hear nothing about, Louisville's actually Notre Dame played Louisville last year and beat the brakes off them boys. We know that Louisville's all right, but like you're supposed to win those games. And it was a scary game for Notre Dame last year. We don't make it unless we beat them. Like you have to win those games. And I think what's really more important is just being really consistent in this time of the year. Like look at Texas. Prime example. Texas has really clawed their way back into the conversation just because how good they look right now. It has nothing to do with earlier. It's just play good now. Like the proof is in the pudding. That's all you got to do.
Well, you can look too. Take a gander back in time too at the Notre Dame Miami game. Like Carson Beck against Miami looked like an NFL quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He looked legit.
You have to consider when you talk about head to head that Carson Beck has soured somewhat towards the end of the season and was responsible for what their like throwing.
SMU lost for sure. He threw game picking overtime
with the game on the line, man. So you have to consider that, and then think about like a team like A&M too that plays a close game with Notre Dame, and then goes on and goes down. How I know they ended up winning, but goes down huge to South Carolina, who by all accounts is a tattered football team on the ropes. So yeah, it's just there's a lot of layers to the conversation. It's a little football onion.
Yeah, dude, I like that little football onion.
Got layers.
Hey, I'm down for what's going on. I think some teams are hot, like Oregon. I think just because their style of play, they can win tough games. After seeing Ohio State, I don't really think Ohio State's just going to be one of those teams. But it's also like it's a scary thing because as we saw with Oregon last year, like I just think sitting in that spot we have to remember these are kids. And when you got a team full of 18, 19, 20-year-olds and you're sitting at home, everyone told you, your shit don't stink. You beat the shit out of Indiana if you do. That'll be a good game. If not, one of the best Big Ten championship games, probably, in recent memory, straight up. We're far gone from the Wisconsin days, watching some of them boys up there in Michigan State and stuff. But I think people are going to play good. I think it's going to be an awesome playoff. But I think some teams aren't worried. Like Georgia's going to get a bye. Like look how good Georgia came up. I think people were worried about Georgia early in the year, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're just going to keep winning." The coaching matters, dude. And there's no 12 best teams better than Notre Dame. I like the G5 thing, but I think I'm done with it now. What do you guys think? Like, I think I'm done with it now. I don't think this is college basketball. When it first started, I'm like, dude, I like that because sooner or later there's gonna be a team that fucking does it and fucking balls out. Now that like my team's on the bubble for sure with Notre Dame, I'm like, nope, don't like it. This ain't no charity event. You ain't gonna just get blown out in the first round and didn't deserve to be there. And Texas Tech's gonna have an easy road because of that. But what do you guys think? Should G5 always just get invited, or should it just be like a Boise State thing and your team's gotta be good enough?
I think
Well,
yes, and you make it a 16-team playoff.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
definitely
you go to 16 teams. I don't 24 teams bullshit. We don't need that. But looking at the rankings like this year, you can't tell me like a 16 team one wouldn't be justified because then you get Miami still being automatic, Vandy being automatic at that point. And then you
BYU.
could get two G5 teams in there. That's why I think 16 would be a sweet spot. Like I used to be against that too. Like I was like, no, 12 is perfect. But the further we get, the more it's just like, man, like there is some teams that are going to deserve it that aren't going to get to at least go show it on the field. And we all know what's going to happen with those G5 schools. But all it takes is 1 year for a G5 team to upset a team or two, and we're all like, "Holy shit, how much fun was that?" You know what I mean? Because it's gonna happen eventually. I'm not saying this year, probably not this year, but it's gonna happen eventually, and everyone's gonna be like, "Holy fuck, that was awesome!" You know, and that'd be really good for college football.
I also wish that we could be a little more. Do we have to make it just a ranking thing? Like, in my opinion, okay, Tulane, they're balling out, but they lost their coach. Give me North Texas. Like, can we pick this out? Can we pick a team? Like, if you've seen their offensive stats as a team, like, can we, like, just, hey, you know what? That team has two losses, but they average 600 yards a game. Let's get them in there and let's roll the dice. Like, if it's that picky and choosy, like, oh, Notre Dame and Miami is just a bias thing, that's what they're saying, then let's just be biased all the way around. Give me the most exciting kid. Like, that's what I think Boise State spoiled us last year because they were better than a normal G5 team that's in there. They have the
You want to go outside?
Heisman
Mm-hmm.
runner up. They have an actual quarterback that was throwing the ball. Very interesting.
just
You
for
got,
real quick, like
yeah,
North Texas's coach left too, right?
I think so for,
Yeah,
oh, true.
I'm confusing with USF. What?
Oklahoma
I'll look
State,
it up.
right?
Yeah, yeah, Oklahoma
Yep,
State, and he
yep.
he
Yeah.
took the he took like the GM kid, that young like
24 years
savant
old and he's a
dude. Yeah,
GM.
Fuck yeah, dude, the come up's real. Let's just move forward real quick, guys. I got to talk about the elephant in the room for you boys. What a fucking dub in the snow. Ohio State, Michigan, you're back on it. You ain't gonna let go of that, I don't think, for a while. In my opinion, unless Michigan figures out a real head coach, they're not. It's not their time anymore. It's done. But close game in the beginning. I definitely enjoyed the first quarter. Oh my god, that goal line stop was sex. Like that was. I knew, like, even while I was celebrating with a beer in my hand, I'm like, this is it. Like this is my last. The last 4 years have been awesome. I still don't feel it. I don't feel Michigan's gonna do anything with the ball, and they weren't doing anything with the ball. But I was like, man, you know what? We got one stop, Michigan. That was nice. And you're still leading the game. And then when it was 10-9 or whatever, I'm like, yeah, come on, baby. This is what it's cooking. And then Julian saying just straight up. For a second, I thought that boy was about to have a Heisman game. Like, no joke, like it was in the air for it. You guys fucking balled out. Eric, man, I'll go to you first. How do you feel? I spent a lot of these games with you, but how did it feel sitting in that third quarter, knowing you guys were breaking away? Because that's when you can finally breathe a little bit.
Dude, that last drive we had, I think the last drive we got the field goal, the last score of the game, we had, I think it was like a 20 play drive. It was almost 12 minutes long. And we were just pounding. I was just like, this is amazing. Like this, just finally, like Bo Jackson's my MVP of that game because goddamn did that kid ball. There
Oh
was
yeah.
the first, I think it was the first or second offensive drive, or I know it was first half. That Michigan player talked shit to him. And dude, he's fucking 18, 17, true freshman. And dude, that next play, he had that stutter where he almost scored a touchdown, dude. I was just like, okay. We and then Michigan was doing the bullshit, like they were dropping the ball on screen passes and shit. Ohio State got in their head early and they dominated them up front. There's videos of that Derek Moore Michigan dude, like our tight end just beating the shit out of a defensive end, just dumping him over and over again. And I just thank God they did it. And Ryan Day's nuts for calling that J.J. Smith play on 4th and 5. That was my favorite part of the game because we were just begging for it, saying, I wish that pick didn't happen because it could have been an easy game for him just to cruise. But I mean, outside of that pick, he was still lights out the rest of that game, man.
Hmm. What do you think, TJ, man? Probably same thing. Fucking, you guys are so fucking happy.
Yeah, pretty similar, man. Honestly, like I am so happy that the monkey is finally off our back, at least for a year. Like, and I'm so happy that the win came in. Now I know I said I wanted to beat him by 100, but if we're not going to beat him by 100, let us go up in the third quarter and grind them out and just grind them because it's always been like the big Michigan fan like dig at us as well. Like we win the battle of the trenches. You guys are soft and all this. So to see us like get a Michigan team on the ropes and just grind them out, it made me feel fucking good. And we talked a lot about planting the flag, and in a way, I'm almost happier that they didn't. I now like seeing how everything played out, seeing those Michigan players sit at midfield and wait, it's a bad look for Michigan. And I think I I think it's fun to take the arrogant like high road and say, no, we're gonna win with humility after you guys fucking trashed us the last 4 years. So I was super happy about that. If there's one thing I wish that didn't happen in that game, it's the call. It's JJ
Hmm.
uh because it gives them an out. It gives them the out of, oh, Ohio State gets the fucking calls. And
If you don't
you
have
know
but a ref mother, maybe brother, maybe the call goes your own fucking way. I mean, holy fuck. You think you're gonna get
yeah,
a call after headbutting a ref, big dog?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I understand it's close, but if you look at it objectively and go, he made the catch, he bobbled it, and dare I say, some camera angles show he didn't bobble it with both hands. He bobbled it with one hand, crossed the plane, and then bobbled it. It's a fucking touchdown. There is no objective way that that's not a touchdown if you take the play for what it was. So I really wish they didn't have that out with like the refs are on our side and all this
Hmm.
shit. But ultimately, it was a great game. I was happy to see us go in the snow and get a win. I was happy to see the stadium full of as much fucking scarlet and gray as there was maize and blue. That made my fucking heart sing. And honestly, man, give Bojack the MVP, man. Bojack was there for us all day. The guys up front did a great job, and Bo ground them down, man.
Bro, I love you brought up the fucking fans because like apparently a lot of those tickets they get sold to them from Michigan fans. So I'm
Hmm.
like, bro, like that's a bad look. Like, how do you not have a rule? This must be one of the craziest rivalries with like legislature written about this fucking rivalry, and you ain't got a fucking specific ass rule that says you can't do that or you ain't getting your season tickets back.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it is, bro. They sell their tickets to StubHub. StubHub sells them to Ohio State fans.
Oh, there
They
you
don't-
go.
they don't know who they're selling the tickets to. So I'm gonna cash out and dump these tickets on StubHub, not knowing you're selling your tickets to four kids driving from Columbus.
Selling your tickets to a Ohio State Michigan game after you've been beating them for 4 years. That's arrogant too. That's wild. And you know what? Leave it to Michigan. I feel like that place is always bumping when they suck. Like that's when they're like their happiest because they get to be
The
exactly who they're meant to be.
two more things I want to say about that game too. The how funny it is that Joel Klatt was like, this is what Michigan wanted. They wanted a one score game in the third quarter, and the next play was the Cardinal take 50-yard touchdown. It was over the top. And then TJ, when you're talking about like not playing the flag and shit, did you see when Ryan Day approached Sharon after the game? He's like, Sharon, you gotta get your players off field, man. There's about to be a fight. He's like, you gotta get your players out of here. And he just Ryan Day did their tongue, no, 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 like go over there, go over there. And Ryan Day and Sharon Moore didn't even talk about the game. He literally said, Sharon, you gotta get him off the field, man. You gotta get him off the field. They were both
Well,
pretty
I
clear that they didn't. I don't think they wanted to smoke with anybody. Like neither team wanted shit to happen. Obviously, Michigan doesn't want to do it after a loss, and Ryan Day didn't want to do it after the win. Like they pretty much made that a point with.
NCAA would probably fuck you guys up if you do that again. To be honest with you, you know.
Yeah.
I'll
What are
take
you?
the picture. I'll take the fucking
I
picture over
love
a
that.
flag plant of our players sitting in the stands in your fucking stadium surrounded by our fucking colors, however many hours from our fucking place to yours. And all the Michigan fans left already. They're fucking out of there. That goes to show how much they fucking love you guys and believe in you guys. This stadium's half fucking empty by the time the clock hits 3 zeros. All of our fans come down to the front row and we're ganged up with the players, and the scoreboard flashes Ohio State 27, Michigan 9, and that's all you see is the Michigan players get to stand there and watch. They get to stand there and watch the celebration, man.
Dave Portnoy left the stream early too. Couldn't even handle the heat, man. Like guys
Man,
like
don't
that.
don't get me started on plastic ass Dave, man. That he's the most fucking offended motherfucker I ever met in my entire life, man. Get
If I
fucking
watch
Dave
one
out of
game
here.
with him, I get fired. I couldn't be on his
I
payroll,
want to see
dog.
how big we all
Watch
look
one game
compared
with
to
him
him.
and fucking I get fired in a heartbeat,
That
motherfucker.
motherfucker
I ain't
bring
built
us.
for that.
He gonna need more than his toes to stand on next to me, man. That boy's gonna need a step ladder, his little ass, man. Throw him with Dylan Gabriel in the fucking thing one and thing two, tiny motherfucker. Find me a Dave Portnoy Michigan post pre 2016. I bet you can't. That's a running bet. That's a running bet with our from the deep fucking fam out there, man. Find a Dave Portnoy post from before they started winning.
True. I love that. A lot of Michigan fans came out of the dirt. You know, I know a couple real ones. We also grew up kind of close to Michigan borders, so like
Yeah.
it was definitely, a mixed match. I thought the rivalry was more pure that way. But hey, good dub. I'm glad you guys didn't fight because just NCAA, after a while, I thought about that. I was drinking. I was like, man, NCAA will fuck these boys up if they get in another fight and make it look bad and college sports look bad. I think NCAA probably had a conversation because there was not nearly as many fights. Maybe because the games weren't as close. Last year was electric.
Mhm.
Um, Speaking of rivalry games, but no one fucking watched it 'cause it's late as fuck and nobody was in the stands. It felt like the weirdest Notre Dame game I've seen, especially going from watching Notre Dame live in an electric senior night in Notre Dame Stadium to watch them play. And Stanford breaks my heart. I grew up in the Toby Gerhart days, the Andrew Luck days. Like they always had, Hogan. They had players. And like they had, always had a good fucking crowd. They always upset at Oregon. Now it was like a JV game on a Saturday morning is what it looked like, bro. It looked awful out there. But Notre Dame handled business, 49-20. Played the backups all the way through. Jeremiah Love is healthy, baby. He is. I hate they didn't get a Heisman game, but his only bruised ribs. He's way more healthy than he was going into last year with the playoffs. That's a big thing. I think the committee looks at that. I really do. I think if Jeremiah Love's out, the committee's definitely like Notre Dame's not nearly worth what there's. How can you say Notre Dame's is good without Jeremiah Love? But
Hmm.
Stanford, man, like Stanford, it's fun watching them against Notre Dame because it's just a bunch of geniuses out there, and you can tell. I was thinking about like, what do they say to each other when they talk shit? Like, hey, sir, you better watch your ways. Like, it was like weird. Like, where you stepping, buddy? Like, it was just like it was wild. And Stanford, I think, had all white boys out there on defense at one point. I just gotta say that you don't see that very often. I was like, damn, it's the opposite of Michigan. I was like, holy shit, Stanford. I seen Andrew Luck out there looking like a Neanderthal. I love Andrew Luck. I do. Yeah, and they're interviewing him on the sideline. Like the week before, they had that cool moment. I was like, I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
man, I
yeah.
hope there's not a cool moment. That's
Ball,
all.
ball,
That's
ball.
what I was thinking. I was like, come on, dude. I don't want this is like bad luck. But instead, it was like a loss of six. Like I was like, hell yeah, I did see him react to that. He goes, all right, have a good day. Like, but Clark, did you stay up at all to watch that? I was curious because you're kind of like a morning bird, not a night owl.
That's a good point, especially this time of year, hunting and shit. I don't really get stay up too late. I'm not gonna lie. I was drinking some beers, playing some games, and I look over and see Jeremiah Love crumple, dude. I fucking screamed like someone shot my dog. I was like, no! I was like fucking Anakin Skywalker when he's burning alive. That was me, dude. I was fucking heartbroken. And ain't gonna lie, I went to bed after that, but I didn't really think that game was gonna be close after that
Yeah.
anyway. I was fucking bummed. So that sucked. I'm glad he's okay. That dirty motherfucker. I hope something terrible happens to that number 11 on Stanford. I think it was. So I hope he fucking karma gets his ass. You cheap fuck. That pissed me off, dude. Like, see, that's why I can never be a coach. If that happened to my star player, I'm like, first motherfucker to break that dude's neck gets a fucking $150,000 check from a booster, dude. I ain't fucking playing.
The
Fuck
'09
you.
Saints would have loved Clark, dude. They would
Oh,
have went
dude, yeah.
wild.
Oh, I'd have been the most hated man in football. Yeah, that shit fucking pissed me off, dude. You fucking bum. Your team fucking sucks and you're gonna hurt our guy. Fuck you. That shit made me mad. So yeah, I didn't really get to watch a lot of football this week. Well, I'm trying to rearranging my shit here. So I have both my monitors on because I had that YouTube TV. I was watching that thing. But I watched the whole Ohio State game too, man, and really it was kind of funny because I was with all my buddies and they're all big OSU fans, and for a split second there at that start after that field goal and the pick, dude, I wish I could have taken a picture. It's funny how your team's that good, right? And everyone knows Ohio State's probably their odds-on favorite to win. But when you lose games like that in the past of that team, it felt like all the oxygen got sucked out of the room for about, I don't know, fucking 5 or 6 minutes. I remember Doug was like, "I'm gonna fucking start drinking. Fuck this fucking shit." And I was just laughing. I'm like, dude, it's like it's game so early, and it ain't sustainable for Michigan. And you guys are right about Bo Jackson, man. He's a good ball player. He's gonna end up being a very, very, very good career at Ohio State. I really do. He's for a true freshman, man. He's a ball player. He's a good back. So, and after looking at the thing tonight, man, I really don't know who gives even Ohio State any issues on that side of the bracket. Oregon might be a close one, but I still think they dog walk them once again. Sorry, Keegan. Your boys are pretty good this season, but I just don't think they got the firepower to
I
do
think
it.
he'd agree too.
Yeah. And like I just it's crazy that Oregon's 11-1 ain't getting a shot at the fucking Big Ten championship, man. I'm really excited for the game Saturday night. I'm gonna be out with my parents. I'll probably be watching with my dad since weekend of gun season. Be going to watch. I think it's gonna be a good game. I really think though that Ohio State should fucking whoop their ass. I really do. If I'm Ohio State, it's almost like when your annoying little brother starts getting good at something, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's really good." Like, fuck you, dude. I hope they really fucking give it to him. And really, I just had a feeling they would beat Michigan. Like this game to me is gonna be more interesting as a non-fan of Ohio State to watch. Really, so I'm excited for this weekend's game. I think it's gonna be a really good one.
100%. That defense, man, you have too many draft picks. And
Oh,
Indiana's
dude,
got heart, right? Like if they catch them
yeah,
early, I could see that. Like that's Indiana's best shot. Like you ain't gonna come back in that one. Because like TJ and Eric have said, like they're like a snake, bro. Like
yeah,
they will start suffocating you and choke you
Boa
out.
constrictor. Yep, they're
Yeah,
just
and
a boa
yeah.
constrictor.
they won't. You can't get into that. You can't do that. You have to. It's I say Michigan, Washington, best examples. I'm a hater appreciator. But the key is there's holes in that first quarter to catch Ohio State. Ohio State has
Yeah.
shown that they will have a fumble here or there, a weird call go
Hmm.
a certain way, give up a play, that fourth down stop with Michigan. It's like, or third down stop. It's like, there's things that happen. But these teams always fumble and fuck up those two drives you need to kind of really stab at them to actually get a double point, 10-point lead or so forth. And I want to see if Indiana can try to do that. I
Yeah.
think Ohio State can claw back easily for sure. Their style of play, just a couple stops here or there. But Mendoza's got to come out slinging. Like they got to. Like
Yeah.
like Michigan hit that big run right away, but that was like their best. Like that's the only way they can get big plays is running the ball. Indiana's got to sling that bitch and leave Caleb Downs alone. Don't fucking touch him. You see him over there? I don't care if you got your best check
Lurking.
down boy chilling. I don't care if it's your Mr. Reliable. He has the most receptions on your team. You don't throw it with Caleb Downs around. That kid is a fucking animal.
His
Also,
ability to come downhill. Michigan threw a little dump out, and he came from 15 yards down the field, dude. He don't even got to wrap up. He fucking went low and shit canned him. I was like, he's gonna be a top three like pick as a safety, which I think he should be. He's that talented, and that's fucking crazy for today's league, man. You don't see that no more.
mm-mm, shout out Caleb Downs. Nicest thing I'll say about him for now.
I wanted
Um,
to say real quick before we move on from Notre Dame, I watched that fucking game with one eye open in bed. When Jeremiah Love goes down, and all I heard was Jack in my head. Not from the injury, but I remember you telling me constantly like he's off. Like something's weird with this cat. He's got something in his tank that's just a little strange. So the camera cuts on the game feed to him on the bike, and he's doing like a King Kong thing, and he's looking around at the crowd. Like, man, this is the weirdest motherfucker I've ever met, bro. Like, this dude would work at GameStop if he wasn't a fucking chiseled Adonis that ran a 4.3. He was like doing the King Kong shit to the crowd and then riding the bike. They put the flak jacket, the rib protector on him, and he's fucking looking around. I'm like, dude, Jack, you fucking nailed it, man. This cat is a fucking weird bird, man.
I'm so happy you said that because I was gonna leave on that too. So he had these moments like my family loves watching him with that. Like he's been doing that the last handful of years since he got to Notre Dame. Like you watch him when he gets hurt or watch him do anything. Like he gets bored. Like I'm telling you, he literally gets bored. Like he had no reason to be on the bike. He wasn't gonna get in. He was fine. He just wanted something to do. There's also a scene, and this is like going around too. He's on the sideline, bro. He just got out of the blue tent and he's just punching his helmet over and over
Yeah.
again. Yeah, he's like, "Drrrr." I'm like, bro. And then his dad had to come down like it was a high school game. and then just talk to him for a second, calm him down, like because he's mad he couldn't. He wanted to win. He wants to win the Heisman real bad, right? And like that's a real thing to him. And I want it now. Like he started freaking out. And like I love that like that crazy bastard had no reason to come back into the game. And apparently like Freeman didn't even know right away. He ran out in the field so fast in between like shuffling like and Price just said fuck it and took off like too. And love I was like he's loving the backfield and he's got a big smile on his face just chilling. I'm like, brother, get the fuck off the If I was Freeman, you can tell Freeman's like damn it ready to call get off the field. Oh, and you know what? I will say is the one thing about Notre Dame that reminds me a little bit of Ohio State's offense last year is it's very similar in a lot of ways, but like having those double backs, man, is so nice. Like when you
Mhm.
know Price can come back in there and he just started balling right away. And it just felt real good because you always wonder about that, right? Like if you don't have that yin and yang, will the other one actually carry it? And he did right away. And Williams, the other backup, like just balling, dude. They're actually up there. I think they're gonna. I forget they call it the Pony Express. That's the best duo or the running back room in the country. I love that award. I saw that for the first time today. I was like, that's cool. Shout out Notre Dame, baby. Give me Notre Dame, Ohio State, national championship. All the haters can fucking kiss it for all of us. That's the only thing I will agree on this before we move forward. Me and Eric talk about this all the time. It was nice last year, and it is nice in general when these things happen, or like our big matchups with Ohio State and Notre Dame, because there's so many haters on both of our sides. That's so loud, that Midwest football. I think we're probably the most hated Midwest football teams by far, but it comes with success. And if we get to go there and do that again, shut the SEC out of another one, that's my goal this year. I think SEC is getting a lot more of my hate than Ohio State is. Like, I can't deal with it. I just won't. Shout out scores real quick. Utah gave to Kansas. I kind of felt bad for Kansas because that Daniels kid, that quarterback or whatever, that running back quarterback, like, it's sad to see certain seniors that you thought were going to be pretty studs when they first show up just walk away with nada. Nada. Just, you're about to get a real job or go play in the XFL, man. Go do your thing. Ole Miss gave it to Mississippi State. Georgia, ugly, weird game with Georgia Tech, but they fucking dominated and they did their job. Texas, upset, Texas A&M. Some upsets are just written on the wall. I don't know what it was about this one. Everyone's kind of talking about it. Indiana, Purdue. People were complaining, oh, this is a boring rivalry. I'm like, uneducated ball knowledge right there. Just because it's boring don't mean it ain't a rivalry in their own state. Indiana was one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in college football history. So for a long time, that Purdue game was their Super Bowl. Don't disrespect that, bro. Just don't. Apparently the Boilermaker, bro. The scary motherfucker was on the sideline cheering, bro. It was at Purdue. Arizona. Yeah, dude. Arizona State. Arizona fucking got that. Miami, dude. I'll just say this. I was hoping Penn State was going to be our fucking sweetheart and just make it easy for Notre Dame. I did. I thought they dominated so good last week or the week before. Then it happened. Texas Tech, dude. West Virginia. Goose egg. Makes me sad. Rich Rod, come on, man. I need some fucking culture in West Virginia. BYU gave the business against the UCF. I'll keep going fast. Oklahoma. Weird, ugly game with LSU. I know some of us were spotting that one out. Like, that's always can be an upset. Man, if Jeremiah Love don't get the fucking Heisman, dude, I know Mendoza's dope. I know Saint's consistent, but Pavia might deserve that fucking shit, bro. I watched that boy. I haven't seen like it reminded me of that Johnny Manziel-esque, type shit running around. He was running around on Tennessee, straight up. And his brother, Clark called it, did get arrested. We were talking about the family's gonna be there. Like I think Clark was calling that. We were just talking about, they're just rowdy. I love the rowdiness. I do. Go Vandy. Virginia, USC won. That was a weird game to watch. Auburn, Alabama. Man, that was wild. That was wild. Like that Simpsons kid got some fucking nuts on him. Like, he could fucking sling that ball around. Alabama's scary. I would like
Yeah.
to see Alabama Ohio State play this year. I know I'm not saying Alabama's all that great because they have lost games, but there's something about watching them play. I'd like to see that. Tulane handle business, California, blah 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 blah. All right, boys, let's move fucking quick. I'm not even gonna go through all these bowl games. We can. I think we're gonna go through them when after they happen. Just because. Shout out the scores for everything. And I really hope Duke wins because let's get freaky with it in the ACC. I think the ACC needs to check themselves. And we talked about Indiana, Ohio State. I was gonna bring that up. This is the week of Notre Dame, baby. You sit and wait. It's a blessing and a curse. That's what all we're gonna do. Sit and wait. Heisman talk. We got Mendoza's saying love. Do you guys have any takes on the Heisman as we get close to it before I move forward in the NFL?
Winner plays. I mean, I think it's going to end up being, disagree or not, the winner's going to be playing against in that Ohio State Indiana game, and whoever it is, I do hope they ball just so they get that Heisman moment. You know what I mean? But whoever wins that game is probably going to get the Heisman the way it's going right now. Especially with Love sitting at home this week too when that game's going on. You know what I mean?
Three picks for both of them. Make it ugly. All right. What do you think, TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Mendoza and Sand are, obviously playing in a huge game. And like Eric said, I think whoever kind of comes out on top in that game is the front runner. But up to this point, neither of them have had the Heisman moment so far, that kind of magic that you want. Uh, I love the Jeremiah Love shout. And if he won it, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. I said, fucking hey, I mean, he deserves it. But the Pavia shout out is cool too. I think he's been balling crazy playing playground ball down there in Vandy. So I respect that too, man. It's a toss up going into conference championship week. Who knows?
100%. 100%. What do you think, Clark?
Man, all I know, I took some fucking NyQuil earlier, dude. God damn. I'm trying to fucking focus and like read some shit right now. I was looking at some here's some updated future or Heisman odds. I just saw them just because we were talking about that real quick. Actually,
Clark's NyQuil. He's going to say Mendoza Fernando's the next guy.
yeah, tongue twister. Pavia actually is tied in first now with Mendoza at plus 160, with Julian Sand at a close second at plus 195. Sadly, Jeremiah Love's odds have fallen to plus 4,500. Yeah, dudes. I hate taking this shit, but I fucking needed it. So it pretty much looks like whoever's gonna win the Big Ten championship game this Saturday, and with a good showing, is probably gonna win it. Pavia, I mean, unless they both shit the bed, Pavia will get handed to it, which I'm really not a big fan of his, but he is kind of a electric player, and I did watch that game Saturday, and he looked pretty fucking good. I don't know, man. He seems like a fucking something about Johnny was so magical. That dude just seems like some fucking dude I want to punch at a bar.
I think it means you're growing up.
It is 100% because me, TJ,
I
loved
was
Diamond Cell. I had all his shit, and I just something about him now. I feel like my grandpa. Fuck him, fucking idiot.
I
And
love that.
his mom drive me crazy.
Oh,
Miss
dude, her
She holding
Pavia.
dad.
herself, yeah, she holding herself out for a Heisman Trophy, dude. Get some fucking class, ho.
Miss Pavia, get a hold of me, Miss Pavia. You
Sitting
ever
in
Yeah,
the
want
that
to
student
too.
rumble with a
section.
gangster?
Sitting in the fucking student
Yeah,
section. The fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
I love it. You know what? My only hope for Love is that whenever you hear the actual Heisman voters talk,
yeah,
they love him. So like, I'm just hoping that it's just one of those media things. I actually like when the Heismans are like this. I do like when it's close. I want to actually watch the ceremony not knowing who's going to win. I think it's kind of annoying when they're like, let's see the childhood of the obvious second place, person. Like I don't want to go through a
Like
whole 30.
last year. Last year
Yeah,
was kind of like that.
yeah, I
Like
don't
no one
want to.
actually thought Genti had a chance last year, you know?
And like at least Genty was exciting of like you just kind of had that little glimpse like what if it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year's an exciting one too. Like I just want it to be close. I don't want all this other shit. Like some of them get boring too. I'm a firm believer. Some of the years don't even deserve a Heisman. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. We'll get into like who's the worst Heisman shit. 'Cause I like Eric was bringing that up of like a topic, but I think some years I think we should just tuck that trophy away and give it out the next year. People just blew ass, bro. Like straight up. NFL shit getting in here. Since we have Clark before the night cool gets crazy, I just want to dive right away into the Browns Niners game before we dive into the rest of the league. Exciting game from the start in a way. I actually think I'll say as a Niners guy, I'm a little impressed with Sanders in a certain way. I know he gave up some sacks and shit, but like he didn't look near like to actually watch him watch. I don't watch all the way through the last game, of course, with the Raiders, just like highlights and like whatever red zone was showing me at the time with them. Kind of like what Eric said last week. Like it was kind of cool to see your guys' full team. And I think one thing I noticed was just how miserable that offense is in general.
yeah.
I don't think I really realized how bad it was for you guys to like not have an identity. Sometimes I thought like Clark's just repeating whatever, but I'm like, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Your guys' defense is electric, man. And Garrett with that fucking toe tap, that dude's a fucking freak. You guys probably all saw that shit with Trent Williams saying he did lose sleep, like, and I loved like afterwards, like all them like dabbing him up. Greatness recognizes greatness. You guys are young too. Shout out to Purdy because I was a little worried at first. Like your defense in Cleveland, like it's gonna be ugly. Purdy's shown signs this year of some question marks. Man, he hit that Dougie on you boys. Ooh,
Yeah.
come
Boy
on
got some
now.
emotion.
Yeah, George Kittle saying that shit. I was like, man, come on. Even Shanahan said it all serious. He goes, he said he's gonna do it this week. I'm like, dude, I love when we're at a point as an NFL team where like we're not stressed about losses. We're talking about the dances we're doing. That's what the press conference was about. The dances and the relationships and shit. But overall, uh, I think Eric will say this, like the scoreboard looks worse than it was. But that's the way Niners have been all year. We're not the best team for a reason, baby. We're not. But like we're still hanging in there. We win the games we're supposed to win. We have a very tough schedule coming up. And with our conference just lighting up. Seahawks scare the fuck out of me. But I thought it was cool to watch. I think it's kind of crazy that they're already back in Cleveland. Like we were just there a couple years ago. Like that does not
Yeah.
happen often. Go Niners, baby. Let's go. What
Real
do you
quick, I'm gonna hit my points and then probably get off because I'm fading. But it's funny you brought up the playing at the Browns. That was their first win there since like 1984 in Cleveland, which I always thought was fucking crazy. I saw those like, little infographic they put. A few points to that game. One, I like you talked about how the score didn't really reflect the game. I think that, like you said, it's a big tribute to the Niners because they're one of those teams that capitalize on things like the fucking field position, the fumbled punt, that motherfucker, and then they catch the fucking kickoff at this. I knew not to do that in fucking junior high, dog, and that is not a mistake an NFL player should be fucking making. That drives me up a fucking wall watching that shit. Boa Ventrone, get the fuck. Getting close to Jimmy Haslam levels of hate from me, dude. Like he fucking sus. Get the fuck out of Cleveland. You're a bum. I could coach special teams better than that, and I fucking hate special teams. And that one, Shadur
hate
did
him?
look pretty good. He had some weird throws. I don't know if he like lost grip on the ball. He threw one that spun sideways. I never fucking seen that in my life. I was told my dad's like, what in the fuck was that, dog? So I think he can be the only thing I think it's really holding back. He does not throw in anticipation very well. I don't know if he's used to having guys so open in college that Travis Hunter was just blowing past guys. He's fucking throw it up there to him. He's wide open. It's one thing he really needs to work on this offseason. I think if he shores that up with some of the sack problems of dropping back too far, and a lot of them were at the end of the game where he wasn't getting good protection. They were blitzing heavy. It was going to happen. But my biggest takeaway from that game is fuck Jerry Jeudy, and he's a cocksucker for yelling at him like that. Like, oh yeah, motherfucker, where's that fire you playing on the fucking field, you big fucking bum? You didn't even try to catch that overthrown pass. You're fucking 6'2" with a 40-inch vertical. Go up for it, you fucking loser. I hate that cocksucker. Steve Smith knew. I should have known when Steve Smith was saying that shit about him. He was a fucking bum. Jerry Judy, you're never gonna hear this, but fuck you, dude. You're a fucking loser. I hope he does fucking hear that from somebody. I hope somebody in his life that's real with him tells him, quit being such a cocksucker all the time. Who the fuck are you? I can't stand fucking attitudes like that yelling at a fucking. Where was that yell? You yell Bo Nix like that or anybody else, you fucking prick? I don't know. That shit rubbed me the wrong way so bad. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and they have a relationship where they can talk to each other like that, but I fucking doubt it, dude. I thought that shit was so fucking dumb. That really pissed me off, man. You're a fucking shit receiver on a shit team. Who the fuck are you to yell at him like that? He's going out there and playing everything he has, man. I will say one thing about Shador, he's a gamer. He went out there and tried, but yeah, that shit fucking pissed me. I was more mad about that. I actually couldn't even focus on the game that pissed me off so much when I saw that fucking clip, dude. I was fucking extremely agitated.
I was hoping you were gonna say something about that before you bounce. I was gonna have to
Yeah,
ask you. Like, when
yeah,
I saw him yelling at him up in his face, yeah, like who knows? Maybe they have it like that.
yeah.
Maybe Shadur like kind of leans on him a little bit or something. You never know.
Wrong choice.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, I am signing out. Fuck Jerry
Peace,
Judy,
See
brother.
you, brother.
and
Peace, brother.
I can't wait till next week to talk about these fucking conference championship games.
The
Go
real
college
shit.
football. Yeah,
Yep.
college football rocks. Fuck the NFL.
It rocks. That's what Sir Michael Clark, ladies and gentlemen. He will have a heart attack watching a game, just like his poppy did. You know what I mean? It's just a legacy thing at this point. Um, yeah, TJ, man, how'd you feel about the Brownies? I like your takes week in and week out. I feel like I get to ride the wave of what the morale feels like in Cleveland through your takes. How'd you feel during that game against the Niners? You're at home. It was a rough one in a way, but cold ass weather, Cleveland football, gray skies. You lose a football game, but hey, you watched it.
Yeah, yes, I did, man. Yes, I tuned in. But honestly, like I didn't expect a whole lot. The bar now is low. Is like I want to see the rookies continue to grow. I want to see now like Shador playing quarterback. I want to see him like not develop because the situation is too fucked up, I think, to get a real like developmental period. But just like like expand on your game a little bit, and I feel like we saw that. I feel like, Shador, eh, like Mike said, he's a gamer. For a kid that admittedly grew up in a 30,000 square foot house, he's a fucking tough kid, man. He's a tough kid. He fucking hung in there, took some shots, threw the ball around a little bit, but I I want to end with this, man. I want to say like I've been really hard on Bubba Ventrone, and that doesn't fucking stop now. Bubba Ventrone, man, what are we doing, dog? There is not a special teams unit in the NFL that consistently makes so many fucking errors and mistakes. And the problem that I have is this is like I don't really care necessarily whose fault it is. Whether it be so the way I look at it is this. You have Corley catching a ball out of bounds at the 6 yard line and fucking up the field position. You got a muff punt, whatever. You're coaching them poorly. Either you're coaching them poorly or you're drafting fucking idiots. It's one or the other or both. I don't care whose fault it is. I care that it gets dealt with. How are we consistently fucking up? Special teams is not like special teams in the NFL isn't it's not preventing mistakes. You're never going to be able to prevent all the mistakes. You just have to minimize them. And for us to make special teams errors every single game at this point, it's just shocking to me. Absolutely shocking. And I can't wait to see next week what special teams fuckery is afoot. Maybe we'll bobble a fucking snap or Bojorquez will punt one behind him or some shit. We'll see what happens, man. I just go Browns, baby. I'm here, man. I love this shit. I would do this shit for free, man, and I do every Sunday.
Let's go. Hey, you know what? You guys' draft odds do look all right with some of these other shit teams trying to win some games. So just keep trying to
Jacksonville
push.
keeps winning, man. I'm fucking looking at
Oh, true. I
Jacksonville.
messed
Hey,
that up. Yeah,
God
my
damn,
bad.
yeah, and we
Jacksonville.
play the Titans this week, and if we win that one, we're pretty much locked out of the top six for a draft pick, which
Oof.
means no quarterback.
Ouch. What do you think about
Uh,
that game before we move forward, Eric Wheeler? What you think, man?
so the Shadur and Judy thing, I do want to touch on that because I am going to be hard pressed to find a guy who thinks he's number one receiver. We all know he's not. Any vet in the NFL is going to give him that talk when Shadur is literally patting the ball. Like that's you could see what Judy was saying. You could read his lips. He's saying ball gone, ball gone, ball gone. And when they're watching the iPad together, because that's what I feel like Shadur was doing really bad last week. I feel like he was just big game hunting the whole time. And now when you watch all 22, it's like I'm watching Gabriel shit again, where he's just missing wide open checkdowns, or like he's not looking over middle of the field because he's looking for the post or some shit like that. I'm like, dude, you got to take your checkdowns, big dog. The big plays will come, but they're not going to come if you can't hit this little shit. And that's why I feel like Shadur, he's really got to get out of this big game hunting mood, which I know all the great quarterbacks do, but all the great quarterbacks still know to hit a layup when you hit a layup. And I feel like Shadur missed a lot of layups that game, like a lot. But obviously, I still want to see him play going forward. Like TJ said, he is like to his credit, he is competitive as all hell, which is fun to see in Cleveland. Just someone who thinks he's a dog, and props on him too for not taking Judy's shit. Like I want to see that with two. I want two guys that's what I want in the locker room is guys trying to hold each other accountable. I know it's kind of like a mute point to say where we're at this season with that, but like I do want that to an extent, like guys holding each other accountable. And because like maybe they knew each other better, maybe it's not that bad. Like it's fucking NFL. This shit's gonna happen all the time. Defense played well. Like me and Jack were talking before the pod. Like all the Niners yards pretty much came in those scoring drives when our special teams fucked up. So like it's hard for me to bitch about that the defense, and I can never bitch about the defense. Offense looked boring again. Offensive line, I thought I had a decent day actually. Like probably their second best game after that Raider. The Raiders game was the best game I think they had all season, and maybe it's because they finally benched Teller and let Tevin Jenkins start this week. So that's a pretty big deal going forward. because now they already announced Teller's out for this week. So maybe I'm happy they're finally shifting some shit around on the offensive line to figure out who they need to keep here and who needs to go after this season. Please, for all love of football, fucking lose this weekend to the Titans. We're at home. We're probably gonna have Cam Ward in hell. Myles Garrett's gonna face a team that's probably gonna have the most sacks in the league this week. So he'll get his, but for the love of all draft, just please find a way to lose this fucking game, man. I want to be talking about quarterbacks in April, man. I don't want to be talking about trading up too aggressive to go get one. Like, just please lose this game.
I don't know, man. You probably won't now. After watching that game, I'm like,
will.
yeah, I was like, dude, with Myles Garrett, especially writing that 25 all over him, like, I think he's gonna be the reason why you keep staying in the game. He ain't gonna have no
Anyone
drives
that
against you.
watched the Titans game doesn't think the Titans are going to win this weekend. There's no way. Like, you can't watch the Titans and tell me you think they're going to win. Well, I guess the Browns, but that's fine. Like, just is how I feel. It's just, it's been the worst team in football every week.
I just want to add real quick, like with the Jerry Jeudy Shador thing, like the tweaks that you're gonna make with a rookie quarterback happen during the week at practice.
Mm-hmm. That's very, yep.
Are you gonna? What benefit do you get truly? Even if he is patting the ball, even if he is looking for home run shots, what benefit do you get by mind fucking this kid on the sideline when his vet receiver one comes and starts giving him shit? It's like we work on that in practice. Like I understand, but like, is Shador gonna say, you know what, Jerry Jeudy, I am patting the ball. I'm gonna go out there on the next drive and fix it. No, it's like a subconscious thing that you have to work out. It's a rhythm and habit thing. It's way more likely that now Shador goes, well, fucking Jerry said I'm patting the ball, man. He said I'm looking too deep. He said I'm doing this. What are we gonna do? Am I gonna be able to fit? You're just mind fucking this kid in his first, his third start or whatever. And if let's be fair, Jerry's got 4 catches in fucking 2 games, and the one play over 30 yards he's had all season, he fumbled. I don't want to hear it out of Jerry, man. Let the kid be in practice. You want to iron it out on Tuesday. Let's not do it Sunday when we got the fucking 49ers over there on the other sideline.
Yeah, man, it's a slippery slope with grown men too. You know what I mean? Like they are grown ass men. And at totally different stages of their careers too. Like Jay Judy's got to be frustrated as a motherfucker, just in general. If he is competitive at all, just in general, he has to be frustrated. But you can't let it bleed out too much. You can't act like T.O. if you ain't T.O. What they say, you can only act as much as you're worth. So like, try to straighten that out. Hey, you know what? Shout out Dylan Gabriel's girlfriend getting crazy, fucking his career up. You see that? She's like out here trying to post about like this and that. Bro, I'm sorry, lady. I watched your boy go out there when Shador got hurt for a second and threw a fucking suicide ball straight at his boy, let him get smacked, and then they sat his ass right back down as fast as they could. That ain't no fair. I don't give a fuck what type of who wants what, who's supposed to start or nothing. That ain't nobody that's going to be starting anything right there, bro. That kid fucking, you know what? You'll be a good backup or a good coach or whatever the fuck. Be a recruiter at University of Central Florida. I don't know, bro. Just shut up, bro. All right, let's push forward. I was going to talk about Keegan, man. It's kind of good we're not with him. He's a little angry, boys. He's watching the Bears kind of take the lead on everything. The Packers kind of handled them, too. It was a close game near the end, but they were fucking really just manipulating what the hell the Lions had going on. I think the Lions are cursed on Thanksgiving. There's something about it. Like, they just don't feel like they're going to win. And it's so sad because they have so many games where they bust out for like 40-something. You know how electric a Thanksgiving game would be if the Lions went for like 56 points? That'd be electric. No, they don't do that. Just sad world. Cowboys-Chiefs game, exciting. I think Cowboys are better when the game's close. Like, they just are. Dak Prescott, seeing that he has like some records for the Cowboys kind of blew my mind. I'm like, damn, we're talking about like probably arguably one of the greatest Cowboy quarterbacks there ever was. He just never won a title, which is hard to say he's the greatest Cowboys quarterback when the rest of them won championships.
And not to mention, bro, do you remember Dak came back from snapping his leg in half? You remember that? I'm like, this dude, I know he's corny and I know everybody hates the Cowboys, man, but shout out Dak. He's been around a minute, consistent, maybe, some Cowboys fans would say consistently mediocre. But he's been somewhat consistent, and Man, shout out Dak coming back from a crazy injury like that. And you're talking the Cowboys are better in close games. Dude, you want to talk about an offense that can win a rep? That can just win one fucking rep. You got two number one wide receivers on the outside. You got Javonte Williams. If it's 4th and 1 and you got Javonte Williams running behind Booker from Alabama, the captain of death and destruction, the fucking guard, man, come on. They can win a rep against anybody. Against anybody.
And that's what makes, I think it's kind of a counterpoint to the Dak thing, right? When you have a team that's just that good, it does live and die with the quarterback. Um, I do wish they could run the ball just a tad better. Like that would make them so perfect. But dude, that Pickens, Pittsburgh, what are you doing? Fucking Steelers are some silly asses now, bro. Tomlin, I'm sorry, bud. It's done. It's burnt down. The bill. Everyone's it's all up to Tomlin now, but it's done. You stayed too long. The office is closed now. You're eating your dessert. You're out of here, bro. You're gonna wipe your face off. You're gonna thank the Steeler Nation. You're gonna go home. You're gonna join Ben Roethlisberger's podcast right away, and you guys are gonna have a blast doing it. Bengals, Joe Burrow. Man, I love Joe Burrow sometimes, brother. I won't talk about this one too long, but man, I really enjoyed seeing him get back out there and just slinging that shit around, looking like Ellen DeGeneres. Didn't flinch once. I mean, and he was trying to protect himself, but after a while, man, when they're doing like the QB sneaks, I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. You gotta lean right on that foot and push forward like you're on a sled. Man, I was a little nervous at first watching him bounce around, but you know what? Joe Burrow's cast his spell over the Cincinnati Bengals. Defense started playing well too. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what happened? Like, I don't know. I think Joe Burrow deserves half of Zach Taylor's fucking contract at this point. Like, I think we need to
It's
rewrite
probably
that shit.
5% of Burrows.
Yeah.
At least a Christmas card or something, man. Something.
He just saved that man his job in seconds. Like literally, like, I can feel. Like, you ever interview him at halftime? And he had the biggest grin on his face, being like, "Yeah, we just gotta keep playing hard." And like, look at this motherfucker, bro. I just thought that was electric. Bears Eagles. I keep benching that damn kid that's running all over the place. I can't fucking pronounce his name, and I'm like getting pissed.
Manungai.
Yeah, man. Every time he fucking just balls. Bengals gave it to the Eagles. Eagles kind of needed that wake up call. Two opposite teams right now. You have two teams that one's really stacked and ready for a Super Bowl. One's kind of like came out of nowhere, and one's got the continuity all the way maxed out right now. And one just does not like each other. And you could feel it. Damn, who would have thought? I like that shit. And you know what's funny?
What a
to me?
big win for the Bears, man. What a big win for the fucking Bears. When we were all talking about their strength of schedule 2 weeks ago, how bad it's about to get, and you pull off that one, it's like, hey, man.
You're the favorite now, baby. You're the top.
Eventually, you got to respect it. Eventually, we can't call them bluffs if they keep it going,
They have the bye and home field advantage right now in the NFC. Like, that's go Bears, man. Go Bears. The Bears. I fucking love that shit, bro. Most of my family, TJ, I don't know if you know, like, they're big Bears people. Like, a lot of my family is actually Bears fans. It's kind of that Notre Dame Bears thing. That's like a common thing around our area. And it's just crazy because all of them have like a shock on their face now if you watch the games. They just kind of had like this overwhelming like, did you see that? I'm like, yeah, bro, look at it, dude. You should celebrate. They're like, no, Mr. Trubisky, he's not in the team no more, bro. That's the exciting part. Like, keep watching. They're like, what? No. Like, they're scared. Like, ever since the Mr. Trubisky days, they're scared. Bears fans don't believe this either. And that's what makes it even more beautiful. Who would have thought the Lions fans would have been more spoiled? It's just crazy. Saints, Dolphins, man. Another team that kind of came out of the woodwork. Like I thought they were Doomsday City, going to be right there with the Titans. They're winning ball games. I love seeing that. Texas Colts, it's done. I said that a couple weeks ago. That's done too. And you might be able to win the division. Let's just remind ourselves what division that is, and toot our horn down just a tad. And not, like, oh, the Buccaneers can win their division too. Like, the same type of division, dog. Ass. Those are the ass and cheeks.
And you just traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner. Sauce is a good player, don't get me wrong, but when you made that trade, you thought DG was the guy, man. You're like, all right, we got him going forward, But now if that shit falls off a cliff, dog, woo.
Dude, and I don't know. And Texans are looking good, though. And it's divisional. Like, you can't really write that off too much.
Games always get weird.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there, though. Colts, be worried. Falcons, Jets, man. Another team. I was going to bring them up, just like Dolphins. Pretty badass. I like seeing that shit, man. I want to see guys keep their jobs. Like, I think coach carousel sometimes the NFL get kind of annoying because then you have to listen to these teams get excited. Like I can hear a team get excited about draft pick because there's you can still believe it even if it doesn't happen. Like, oh, this guy might be a Hall of Famer. Coaches, it's like, bro, this guy sucks. We gonna go through another one. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that Glenn's working out. Falcons, dumpster fire. Panthers beat the Rams. Another big one. Panthers, weirdest team in the NFL. Honestly, probably I would say the scariest team to face in the NFL. You don't know which team you're gonna get. You don't know what's gonna happen. And I had no idea that what's his face, Bryce Young has like he's like breaking records there for like most touchdown scoring drives. He broke like a record with Cam Newton recently. Like
Most yards in a game, yeah.
yeah, and
Last week.
then more scoring drives too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what a fucking guy! Like a real comeback story of a career that you get benched like that with a vet behind you. Usually there's no return. Hey, Dylan Gabriel, go to the Panthers. You guys could be the yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? Like the little motherfuckers in cat in a hat. Thing one, thing two. The little, you know what I mean? Like y'all can run that shit together, bro. Revive your careers. Jaguars, Titans, ugly Jaguars. Buccaneers, Cardinals. Man, Cardinals lose so many close games, and the Bucks, like, I do see them just holding on, looking like that motherfucker from SpongeBob with all the fucking cast on them, and just rolling themselves into the playoffs, dude. Vikings, ass, 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 ass. That team, a goose egg with Justin Jefferson on your team should be illegal. Like, I think something needs to happen. Justin Jefferson's pissed off. I would not be shocked if you see him hold out and just not show up to camp next year. If they don't figure that shit out, bro, that boy needs to go somewhere. I think it's funny that Justin Jefferson, and he kind of reminds me of he's like the offensive Myles Garrett now. He's stuck. And he's a real good franchise guy. He sells a lot of tickets. He's loved. He's happy with the fan base situation. He's a legacy there. He's a fucking legend. You're gonna be in the Ring of Honor. You just ain't gonna win shit.
Man,
Bill, yeah.
I just want to say real quick on Max Brosmer. Dog, I feel so bad, bro. Imagine now I hate to kick a man while he's down, so don't think I'm doing that. Shout out Max Brosmer, man.
I love him.
He's closer to Tom Brady than I am to him. So fucking Max Brosmer, you're the man.
That. Every time I hate on somebody, I'm making that point from now on.
Yeah,
with all due respect.
It is what it is, man. But imagine this is his lose yourself moment. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity come once in a lifetime. And he went out and gave them boys 4 picks. He's wilding out on 4th and whatever the fuck, man. Oh my God. Imagine just your life's work crumbling in front of you. And then did I read properly that they waived him already? Is he already waived? I felt like I saw that he got waived. Now I could have got sentelled and got lulled into a fake Instagram post.
Bro,
but
if that's the case, bro, don't hate the player, hate the game, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, man.
That's a rough. That's one thing I try not to think about. It's their life work. It's their family so excited. That's that call to your wife while you have kids.
He did get waived.
You tell your old lady on the phone, watch daddy spin it. I'm giving these boys 3 tugs. And then she turns it on and you're getting mugged on 4th down, throwing it underhand hook shot. Yeah.
Man. Seattle had like that kind of game like Notre Dame did where like their offense didn't even score for a while. It was just the fucking defense and shit popping off. Like, what are we? Oh, man. I try not to think about that. I try not to think about it. You know what? Get car dealership back in your hometown, son. You're going to make a lot of money. People are going to remember that game. You're going to have the jersey up right over the newest Hummer. It's going to be badass, dude. You're going to be out there. It's a little Jeep Chrysler thing. Who knows what you got going on, man? It's going to be badass. I'll come buy a car from you. Bill Steelers. Man, Steelers, done. Done. Aaron Rodgers looked badass, though. I don't care. Some people are saying he looked like that SpongeBob meme, bro, with all fucking the suds. Nah, fuck that, bro. Old man's got his nose broken. I'm an Aaron Rodgers diehard. I don't give a fuck. I lived and died with Brett Favre even after the allegations and the fucking bathroom pics. I'll ride these boys, dude. Pause. Anyways, can't say I'm riding anybody. Current playoff picture. Broncos holding it down. Crazy holding it down. With the Patriots and Jags. What a top 3. Is that real? Am I reading that right? Holy dog. Ravens, Chargers, then Colts, Bills. I still believe in the Bills. I was saying that last week. Chargers. Shout out to that uniform. That might be one of the like I love their like with the numbers on the helmet too. Let's just agree. Chargers got it going on with what their uniforms, dude. Even like their highlighter shit, I can get down with. I don't give a fuck. Like I like that, dude. And I actually like felt like John Harbaugh looking at Justin Herbert because like he was like when he threw that pass, like just how big and strong he looked. I'm like, look at that, dude.
Wow, what a guy.
And then the fact that Crosby's dog, that was, like him getting in his face too, dude. He holds those boys accountable. He gets in their fucking. He would scare the piss out of me. At least Garrett's kind of like a quiet Terminator type.
Mhm.
You can just hear him breathing, but he can see you. You can't see him, kind of thing. Crosby's like, yo, motherfucker, I'm looking at you. You need, hey, like almost every play. After a while, the ref is just begging him, dude, please, Maxwell, over here, sit down. Like, dude, I love that shit. Um, love that shit. And then we got on the bubble, Texans, Steelers. Nah, Chiefs. Who knows? They're only one game better than the Dolphins. What time period do we live in now? Bengals, bro, make a push. They got a 2% chance. They're the only sneaky one. The Jets and Browns are just doomsday waiting to happen. They're still in the hunt. They're a couple games back. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping that Shadur, if they did ball out against the Niners, it would be the benefit to you guys because that means you're jump starting the season pretty strong there. Shadur maybe just ends up being like this generational guy who, potentially didn't happen, could still happen. You're just gonna lose some draft picks. I mean, how mad would you guys be if you got a wild card spot this year? Just because how confused would you be? Like how could
I'd be ecstatic because the Mets Shadur is playing well. That's the only
true,
reason.
true,
Because
true,
it would have
true.
happened with bad quarterback play, and it would have happened with this bad of an offense. So I mean that the offense really turned a corner, which that'd be enough for me to get over. I just like that's not where we're at, dog. Like,
Yeah, I should say how crazy would it be to be in a wild card hunt and lose at the last game type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
like no draft pick, no wild card, no nothing, and you still get Kevin next year. Does that get talked about hard if you guys go out without winning though? Do you think there's a coaching look after this year? I'll get to that last. That's my last Browns take to you. You guys think that that's knocking on the door here soon? Because it seems still kind of quiet, more quiet than it should, is what I'm saying. It's not always
Yeah.
quiet, but I mean after a while, bro. This ain't a who you gonna hire situation. Hire somebody else.
Hmm.
At what point do we get there? If this season is not the point, then at what fucking disaster, once in a lifetime tragedy would have to happen for him to hit like his limit for how much the ownership is like willing to accept with him? Like the season has been horrific. Let's write it off. Let's start fresh next year. I keep it's funny, Jack. I keep seeing Browns fans asking for Saleh.
Hey,
I've been seeing that a lot. That Robert Saleh, head coach of the Browns, man. But
you know
I
what,
don't know.
Kevin? I need you to stay for one more year. So I need Salah for one more year, brother. I need him with Fred Warner. That's all I need, guys. That's all I need.
Frederico.
Yeah, just
Dog, I
give
don't
me.
think I could stomach us hiring a defensive coach. I don't think I could fucking stomach it.
Hey,
No,
Like
him
if
and
me
you're
either.
Garrett
doing
would
a
love
head
each
coaching
other.
search, just try to get Schwartz to stay. And I know that's adding a caveat for the new head coach. But I don't know if I could take us serious if we had a defensive coach. I really don't. That's how bad the offense is right now. You know what I mean? And I know that's a mute point in the NFL with that shit, but it's like, dude, this is the worst offense in the NFL for 2 or 3 years running now. Go get an offensive fucking guy. We need to rework the entire side of the ball. Like we hire a defensive guy, it's like, okay, cool. Now we're counting on another OC that just leaving the year if he did well anyway. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be against Salah. It's just I'd be pretty upset if we went defensive head coach if they are hiring a head coach, which who the fuck knows if they are hire if they're gonna fire fucking Kevin or if he's gonna get to clean out the whole staff again and hire his own guys for the third fucking time in Cleveland.
Hey, you guys saw Salah. I saw. We want Garrett. It's two different worlds we live in, baby. I'm excited. If we get fucking, and you know what? Take Boza too. You know what I'm saying? We'll make it. Like, he'll come back with his ACL nice and strong. I promise. You know what I mean? Like AJ Hawk's fucking physical before the combine. It's all good. Everything's fine. It works perfectly. Yeah, dude. Let's fucking flip flop. I'll take fucking Miles Garrett. Speaking of the NFC, Bears lead it. Rams at 2. Eagles at 3. Bucks are sitting at 4 unofficially, but it's because of their conference. I think. Yeah, that's just so odd. I hate how the NFL does that. Can we call for a change here soon? Do division winners really deserve to be up higher? Is that a hot take? I don't think it's fair. I think if you're okay, how about this? If you're a division winner and you're sub 500, you don't deserve it. That's our only.
Winning the division's got to mean something, though, man. There's got to mean something. You know what I mean? Also, what's the
Nah,
point? Then we should take divisions out of it altogether. Then
no, the fucking Falcons shouldn't suck ass. The Panthers shouldn't be weird and mischievous.
hmm
Bucks, they got hurt. How exciting is that going to be? I don't know. I just think I don't know. I do like the home game aspect of like a shit team trying to host.
Yeah.
I do like that. I do. I don't know. Ever since I watched Sam Bradford walk into the playoffs, I don't think I can. I just can't. I can't live with it anymore. It just is like a memory in my brain. Packers looking good. They really do. I think we might be wrong about them a little bit after last week. I think that win was really needed for them. Hey, Niners sitting there at the bottom of the playoff hunt, just sitting there nicely, just wishing around, just keep swimming. Hey, let's keep going. Let's keep getting dubs. And on the bubble, Lions, they might not make it. Cowboys look like they're better. They look better than Lions. Panthers, shit. Panthers, Cowboys, give me that type of fucking playoff game. Give me that wild card matchup,
That'd be
bro.
wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that might be the wildest fucking overtime game I've ever seen. Fucking 14-14. Yeah, and then everyone else. The bottom's just, it's this time of year. Some teams are hanging on. Yeah, if you're telling me that the Commanders are going to make it to the playoffs or Falcons or Vikings, you're fucking, yeah, crack. And then I was looking at the MVP stuff as we keep wrapping up. It's getting late. Matt Stafford, man, still leading the pack even after the loss. Drake Mason right there. And then Dak Prescott is sliding up the board now. He's near the top three. I'd like that. And then Jordan Love is right there. Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Pat Mahomes. How is Pat Mahomes still riding up there is beyond. I love it. You know what I mean? Pat Mahomes, baby, come on. I love it. Fucking, let's ride it, bro. Fucking, I don't know how. Caleb Williams is better than Pat Mahomes right now. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams, like, I don't know. He reminds me of Pat Mahomes' brother. Anyways, you guys got anything as we move forward with any NFL takes as we wrap up the show? I know we were rushed through a little bit. For the people listening, we were doing this one a little late. The boys retired. It's been snowy as fuck. We're fucking out here traveling, putting our life on the line. We just want a fucking warm, cozy bed, a nice little nap. Clark had crust in his eyes for you people. Be fucking grateful. You know what I mean? Be grateful for the man. Fuck, he gets so tired. He said, fuck you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all fucking out here. But you guys got anything before we close up shop? Well,
Yeah, just
No.
just last man, I wanted to point out because we didn't bring it up, man. The Pats and the Giants last night.
yeah.
Shout out Christian Ellis, man. Christian Ellis for the Pats caught two fucking bodies, and I could not believe what I was seeing. He hit Gunnar Olszewski so fucking hard, a golf ball flew off of his helmet, a chunk, and Gunnar was doing the Tua, throwing his fucking setup, man. So I hope Gunnar's all right. But shout out Christian Ellis. He was laying the fucking wood last night, and the Patriots looked really good.
Hell yeah, dude. I did see that kid. I saw like people even post of him. Dude, Patriots they look like a Vrabel team, don't they? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they just
Uh-huh.
do. Hey, man, I wish the Browns would have just said fuck it while he was in the building. You know what, Vrabel? Get up in here, bro. Ohio only. Ohio versus the world. That's what you should have whispered into his ear. He would have fucking jumped up, choke slammed you instead of taking the job, lit a cigarette, and walked out the house. So
Yeah,
fucking
Vrabel pushes all Kevin's shit off the desk, gives him a swirly, and throws him out the fucking window. Get out of
fuck
here, nerd.
walks into Haslam's office, fucking, hey, we're doing contract talks, puts his arm up, fire up, beat you in arm wrestling. We're getting this bitch right now. Blitz the cigarette out, fucking puts it out on fucking Haslam's mahogany table. You know what I mean? Fucking dude. I want a free gas card too.
There you go.
Oh, dude, electric. Go Vrabel, bro. Fucking love that. I saw a video the other day of you ever seen that with Tom Brady walking on the field and Vrabel's yelling in the background at Tom?
Yeah.
Hey, no walking! Like people said, he apparently harassed him all the time. You hear Tom whining, "Hey, fucking worry about yourself." Like I love that stuff, dude. Hey, man, Belichick, bro, dump that bitch and win me a Super Bowl, bro. I used to be a stan, bro. I did. That's the biggest RIP in my fan career. It's Bill Belichick. I stood on that mountain hardcore, dude. And I was on top of that mountain forever, untouchable. You couldn't touch me. Bill Belichick was the GOAT. Fuck.
Bills at fucking adult cheerleading competitions. Did you see that shit?
Yeah,
That shit made
bro.
me sick to my fucking stomach, man.
Apparently,
Sick.
and he got his son's wife yelling at him in front of all of his fucking players and shit.
I,
Choose your family. Like what? Can you imagine
Remember
your
how
coach?
excited me and TJ were when North Carolina made that hire in the offseason? We're like, we don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, but we're so
Yeah.
excited to watch this shit.
We both said it. We're
It's
like,
great.
they're either going 1-10 or 10-1, and there's no in between.
It made me so sad, but I didn't want it to get sad. I wanted it to be fun, you know. Like I
Yeah.
wanted if they were gonna suck, I wanted Coach Belichick to just walk up there and just be like, "We ain't got the kids." Like just call them out right away. Like I wanted that shit. I wanted it to be
Yeah.
like that. Instead, I got like celebrity housewife, fucking weird, fucking John, fucking was it John Hanson? Fucking hey, fucking sit down. Like no, bro. And this is wearing that goddamn fucking. You know what? I keep going back. I keep going back to that first drive, the first game of the year, bro. Electricity was going in North Carolina. I thought we were about to see Nick Saban's fucking mentor, like the fucking Emperor from Star Wars. Speaking of Clark and Star Wars reference, just let me show you how it's done. And then Nick Saban joins the staff. Nah, man. Fuck, dude. You know what's wrong with you, Coach Belichick? Nick Saban has his wife. What's her name that everyone calls her?
Miss
Fucking,
Linda or whatever he
Miss
calls her.
I don't want bitch.
Is that Miss Becky? Miss Becky, right?
Not Becky. I don't want to say Kitty
I'll
either.
look it up. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Keep on
Miss
going.
Terry. Miss Terry.
Miss
Yes,
Terry.
Belichick, that's where you fucked up, dog. I remember seeing the first rumors of like you and your girl, and people were taking pictures of him with no shirt on, kissing her goodbye.
Bro, your point reminds me. Do you remember that McAfee clip from a couple months ago? What's that coach they always had uh on McAfee?
Coach, coach for the Ravens now.
How the fuck his name?
Italian. Anyways, yes.
And the one one day he said she's gonna eat my ass out for that when I get home. Guys went, whoa! And he's like, "Oh, you fucking pigs!" I just always think of that whenever I hear Miss Terry. Not that's the same woman, but just
no.
boy.
That's
It's so
hilarious.
funny.
Hey, I love shouting out the animals when they're on here. We got Beckham out here. We got to shout out the animals whenever they get on here. We always got a pet or two. TJ, you don't have any pets, right? Before we close out of this,
No,
is that a fun
man.
fact?
I'm the fucking vanilla gorilla, baby. I'm the only animal in this bitch.
You seem
Come
like
on,
someone that
man.
would have like a reptile or something, dude.
Say less.
You got,
I'll get a snake. I'll get a snake for the pod. I'm not worried about it. Something exotic.
He shows back up and he's fucking. That's what you should do for national championship week. I told you we're fucking boa constrictors, man.
Hell yeah.
He's fucking choking and shit with his
Name
soul.
Ryan Day.
Yeah. His name's Brutus. Yeah, Brutus or Ryan Day. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. This was Troy Smith. Oh, what a fucking time, though. Oh my god. Hey, you know what? This is Eric, you have one more thing at all? I don't know if I asked you.
No, I'm good,
No.
brother.
Hey, let's go, baby. This is we're fucking blowing bubbles from the deep, baby. Let's go. Peace out. Peace, love, hugs, and drugs.